Hi everybody, welcome back to another stream. I am not that tired. Nah, I'm pretty tired. I'm a lot more tired than I thought it'd be right at this point. I've had a busy weekend. I had a lot of birthday celebrations and stuff. And so I've just been everybody's parents were on the same page and were like, let's have our kids at the same time as everybody else. I was like, okay. And so yeah, now and then I went to a bar at like 2 a.m. last night. Well, actually, I got home at 2 a.m. last night. Which that was a wild time. I'm not much of a partier, not much of a bar guy. I'm more like I guess it was more like a club than a bar, I guess. But my head hit the pillow at 3 a.m. and then I woke up at 9. And I was not in my own bed, so it's not like I slept the best I could, but honestly, it wasn't terrible. But now I'm just tired. It's been a long weekend. I was gonna do something and I don't remember what it was. What's up, YouTube? And what's up, Twitch? Although YouTube's more talkative right now. So I'm sorry if I seem yappy or sassy. It is purely because I'm just a little sleepy. But I figured I might as well just do what I gotta do to maybe get an OX before the end of this week, because toward the end of this week I'm gonna go back to all bosses, because that got into games done quick, and I need to practice that and be good at that and learn some things and optimize some things, so then my estimate will be made and I am good to go. So that's what I'm doing. I didn't even type anything I just said correctly. So, but that's okay. I'm sure other people have had way worse sleep deprived stuff. Yeah, I'm not downplaying everybody else. There was this thing in high school where everybody had a weird competition. Hello? Thank you. I'm trying to switch my HDMI. I don't know why there was this thing in high school where people were like, I only slept for 4 hours. I only slept for 2. You guys slept? Like, I feel like there was like a weird conversation or competition for who had like the worst healthy habits in terms of sleep. I never won. I never really cared to. There was only one time in high school I bothered actually staying up the entire night, and it was for a government project. That makes it sound like I worked for the government. I meant like the class government. It was a really stupid assignment. I liked the teacher I had. What am I doing? Whatever. I really liked the teacher I had. He was dope. But I hated that assignment. I wish he just didn't give it out. It was stupid. I had to like stay up. I had to like get political articles from newspapers and put it in like this binder thing. It was stupid. I fucking hated it. But and then I slept deprived, or I was sleep deprived. I did a all-nighter back in college. I don't remember why. Why would I have done that in college? I got lucky though. I usually did my homework on time. I was a pretty good boy. But also the pandemic was happening, so there was really fuck else to do. There we go. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna get a 14.3x. That's the best I'm willing to do today. I should read chat. That's probably an important thing for a streamer to do. What's up, Marcus? What's up, Reese? I'm sorry this is the first time watching me live, but I hope you enjoy the stream. Yeah, I didn't sleep until 4 a.m. You beat me by 1 hour. What's up, Raminator? Thank you for sparing me on the TTS. I just have no no tolerance for, like, if I don't get the 8 hours, it ain't happening. Let me tell you something. Oh, what's up, Groink? Thank you for the good luck as well. I appreciate it, man. I hope you've been doing well. In the late 20s. I guess so. What's up, Tash? I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't like not having the 8 hours. That was terrible. Actually, that wasn't like terrible, but I could have just done D-pad. What's up, Clover? How's it going? But speaking of Clover, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Being in the medical field, my friend's birthday was yesterday, and his girlfriend works as a nurse. Or actually, it's not a nurse, I guess. It's because she's gonna be a doctor one day. But I was like, "How many hours do you work?" She's like, 12-hour shifts. I'm like, "What the fuck?" I would honestly, I don't know what I would do. I'm gonna be so real. I have no idea. I did not mean to hit that. Dust Bunny, it's been a long time since I've seen you around here. I hope you've been doing well as well. That's awesome. I don't know if have you even heard about this game? We got this game into GDQ. We got this game into Games Done Quick. It's all bosses, so you're familiar with that category. You like to get as little sleep as possible? That is, Rank, that's a terrible idea. That's a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad idea. I'm killing it on that was, dude. if only I had Scooby-Doo 900 Frights at the bar, the ladies would flock to me. That's what I'm saying. Instead, I was at the bar and nobody talked to me. Well, that's not true. I mean, my friends talked to me, but nobody I didn't know didn't talk to me. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't feel like you have to go, but it'd be cool if you did. I've never been to one before, so I can't really recommend it. That one's okay, I guess. It's like half a second off. You're working at 12 right now? Yeah, I can't do that. What's up, Wi-Fi cat? I cannot be bothered to work at 12. That would just be absolutely... I respect it, though. I respect it. Maybe I could every blue moon, but I feel like that would just... It's like I would work at 12, and then I'd immediately go to bed, and then I'd wake up and I'd have to do it all over again. I assume that's what the life should be like, right? Maybe some people purposely sleep deprive themselves, but then I wouldn't want them to work, because isn't it like a thing that more accidents happen when you don't get enough sleep? Oh, excuse me. Also, that's another thing. Fuckers. I don't know who designed it up there. I don't know if it was Big G himself or Satan, but like, goddamn, I hate allergies, man. I've been bad on the Flonase. I'm just doing it right now so I don't forget. The pollen has been ruthless. Ooh, oh, wow! Wowie zowie! That one really tickled my nostrils. Let me dab the nose here real quick, I'm sorry.
Hello? Is anyone out there?
But, yeah, I'm allergic to pollen, so why didn't I get on sleep? I didn't get sleep because I was a partier last night, unintentionally. I was not drunk, I was just not forced. I just did not want to drive, if that makes sense. I had a Long Island that was $11, made me want to cry, and then I did a shot with my boy, because another friend of mine turned 21. And so I felt obligated to at least drink with him a little bit. And also my voice, I feel like I'm losing my voice because the bar was so unbelievably crowded and loud. that I had to shout everything that I had to say. But you know what? At the bar, they were watching the Spurs versus Thunder, and Thunder got completely destroyed in basketball. And everybody was like, okay, yay. And then they were like, it should have been the Pistons, though. And then that was it.
Coley,
Although, yeah, it was...
Coley, hello.
What's up? Samuel 6710. Why are your numbers that? Oh, it's terrible. I thought the pollen was over because everything has already bloomed, but apparently it happens after it blooms. Apparently it happens when the leaves come out. I thought it was when the flowers come out. No, it's when the leaves on the trees come out above us. Well, 9-year-old you, Sam, was like a fucking prophet. You gotta have a book in the Bible, like, that's the kind of prophetic thing you just did with at least the 6-7 part, yeah. It's pretty incredible. But, I'm gonna be keeping it completely honest with y'all. I'm actually doing this level a lot better than I thought I would. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I thought I wouldn't really be killing it, but I already got like a 23 IL. Like, I'm doing good right now. Doing good in the neighborhood. What's up, Holly? Look at, I've just achieved flow state. Fuck. Never mind. What's up, Shadow? Thank you for the good luck, and thank you. Oh, that's so kind of you to call me a cutie. Hope you're doing well, boo. You get my Flonase from Costco. It's cheaper. Yeah, my family does not use Costco. We use the Sam's Club. There's not really a Costco that's nice and convenient. That might just dox me. Great. Now Rainbolt's gonna watch this fucking VOD, and he's gonna know exactly where I live, and everything's gonna fucking suck. Ugh. Excuse me. You run off anger, the drive to want a house that I now own. Wait, you don't... I thought you have your house. You don't have your house? End of the month, we're feeling great. Oh, there you go. You were doing, You're doing, Star Wars, right? You were doing Battlefront? How'd you like this month? It is the end of the month. Fuck. I hate how fast... Oh, that was ass? Really? Oh, man, just like watching Star Wars these days. But, no, never mind. I assume it was older Battlefront, so... Second to the bottom. Holy moly. That's a bummer, dude. You had high expectations from, Astrobot, maybe, or something. Listen, I guess some games it's just gotta be, you know, I guess it's just gotta stay as just a casual game. You know what I mean? It's just gotta stay. Alright, what's up, Summer? I missed your message. That's what the doctor ordered? You don't like Sam because who is that? See, I don't know my American history that much, but there's this guy and his name was Sam Walmart, and he opened this store, and he was like, man, I really wish we had a market where it had a whole bunch of shit in it. And he was like, wait a minute, my name kind of sounds like Market. I'm gonna call it by my last name, I'm gonna call it Walmart. And then he called it Walmart, and then he was the richest guy in the world. I'm not even joking. Like, the out of the top rich people in the world, it's all like Silicon Valley, fucking cyborgs and lizards and shit. But back then, it was an honest, hardworking American family fortune, and it was Sam Walmart. And then he made this other thing because apparently people knew that subscriptions were the future of our life. You know, everything's a subscription now. And so then he was like, what if I make this club and it's like my store, but it's better and it's in bulk and it's huge. And then he was like, wait a minute, I'm a cool guy, I should start a club. And then he started a club. How am I doing? I Oh, Maul was a dope show. It seems like Maul was made with some TLC, some tender love and care. I heard the Mandalorian movie was boring. I heard it was like not terrible, but it was like boring. Maybe I'm wrong. The music is apparently great though. I don't know that much about it. Oh! Oh! What did I do wrong? I was really far off. You were a Wally World employee. I'm sorry to hear that. What's up, Cole Mitchell? I like that name. I'm totally not biased. I hope you are doing well. Everybody named Cole should be doing well. That's just a fact. It was pretty underwhelming. I like the music, the fight scenes. The movie kind of wasn't great. The Manda movie, yeah. Listen, I mean, you can't. I think it's gonna take a long time for me to. I mean, listen, I've complained about this already. I'm gonna restrain myself from talking about it because I feel like I just talked about it like a few streams ago. But I just don't like the direction that Star Wars has been going in. I feel like that there's just the Star Wars Skywalker saga timeline, and then there's the Star Wars Dave Filoni timeline where it's like, let's have Ahsoka, let's have the Mando, and I'm like, come on, man, like let's do something different. Thank you for the good luck, Raminator. You're in, let's go. Nah, man, listen. Mandalorian Season 1 was great. Mandalorian Season 2, I was like, that's okay. Like, it's good. Like, the ending made me a little, like, what? The ending made me a little, like, huh? And then, once Book of Boba Fett happened, which is also known as Mando Season 3, I was just kind of like, you know what, dude? I'm actually totally chill with not watching this anymore. And then Andor came out, and I was like bored halfway through that show. And then I haven't watched anything Star Wars since. And that's been that. So, my dad finished Andor, though. He said he didn't like it, but I don't feel like he just doesn't like anything that's, like, new. So, I mean, whatever. Would I say that it started going downhill since Disney took over? I mean, technically, yeah. Like, yes and no. I think... I mean, it went downhill movie-wise when Disney took over. And then shows kind of were killing it for a little bit. Star Wars shows was the way to go. But now they kind of fucked that up. now they kind of messed that up a little bit. But, I mean, Maul seems to be pretty good. But maybe it's just because the people who made it are familiar with their territory. Yeah, I think... I don't want... Listen, I like Luke Skywalker. He's a handsome devil. I like that guy. He was a pretty good guy, I think. Didn't really do much bad. He kissed his sister. They were on the planet called Alabama when that happened. But he didn't know, so it's okay, I guess. I don't want to hear another Skywalker in my life, dude. I'm so sick of it. I got every lore about Anakin and Luke and Leia and Padme. And, I don't know, at this point, Ben, I guess. Like, I don't want to see him. I'm done. I'm donezo. I am donezo. Move away. I want some weird shit. I want, like, different shit. Rey is I guess, technically a Skywalker, if you want to be technical and be like, she was adopted by herself? Like, I don't know. I mean, listen, man. I mean, the power of a last name. It's not like, listen, it's not like, here's the thing. Skywalker, it's not like everybody was like, oh my god, Skywalker, it's like Harry Potter. It's like, oh, what a guy. Like, everybody knows his name. It's like Cheers, making your way through the world today. It takes everything you got. It's like, no, who gives, I've never heard somebody go like, Ika Buga da Salala, and then they're talking about, like, oh, the legend of Luke. It's like, no. Like, it makes, I don't know. I don't need the... It doesn't need to be. But I guess, what do you want to call her? Rey Palpatine? That's like being called Rey Hitler. Like, I guess I'd change my... It's like, man, do I want my last name to be Hitler, or do I want my last name to be like Roosevelt or Churchill? Like, I guess I'll just go with that, you know? Like, I probably don't deserve the name, but like, I need something else. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty bad. But you couldn't have chosen anything else. Like you could have chosen like, I don't know, Smith, Ray Smith, or Band. What if your last name was Band? Then you were Ray Band, or Ray Band, or Ray whatever. I don't know. Ray Band, Ray Band. Is there a D in there? I actually don't know. Me when I look in my pants. Is there a D in there? Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Oh man, I really should practice Pier 3. Practicing Pier 3 on this godforsaken console kind of sucks. I don't like it. I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of practicing Pier 3 on this mod. Because I can't even do the gosh darn metronome. I think Filoni is spanning on the world since Clone Wars. It's been a lot. It's a little overwhelming. This guy's, yeah, he's kind of just making fan fiction, which, I mean, if you like his fan fiction, then I guess, like, who are you to complain? That's fine. But I personally, sometimes it just feels like Baloney he's sort of just like, dude, wouldn't it be so cool if my OC, like, got to hang out with, like, the Rebels crew? Like, wouldn't
I
it be
can't talk
cool?
right now, I'm making piss. Oh, that's so much better. Wait, my microphone was still on. My bidule, this one's on me.
Yeah. The Twitch chat has TTS. Why did it pee like in cycles? Like it wasn't just a constant stream. That was just kind of weird. It's like, were you practicing like control? Like I don't know. Anyway, that was that. Sorry about that, everybody. But you know, I guess nature calls for GLaDOS or whatever. What the fuck was I talking about? I was talking about Star Wars. Whatever. You guys know. Favorite Star Wars movie? Episodes... Actually, what is my favorite Star Wars? I used to say episode 6. I don't know if that would be... I like episode 6, though. I don't care what people say. I don't mind either Ewoks. Compared to everything else in the goddamn franchise, it's not much to complain. Best prequel movie's 3. Best sequel movie is 8, which is a hot take, but I'm tired of people just taking the opinion of fucking online reviewers. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. Six, 5, 3, 4, 1, 2. I respect that. I respect that ranking of the complete saga, not the Skywalker saga. Oh, I need the springs. Why didn't I just go to the settings area? Oh well. You know, I've thought about this, and I'm like, what's the most fun way to watch the original 6 movies? Because you could just be like, oh, just do 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, like how it was released, like God intended. But then I'm like, you know what? Maybe it'd be more fun. What if I did 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6? All right. You watch New Hope. You get introduced to Luke Skywalker. That's like the best movie to get introduced to the entire universe, right? Then you watch 5. because then you get the shock of like, oh my god, Vader's what? And then you go to 1, because then you're like, well, listen, because that's, now you get to know who Anakin Skywalker is. You get to know who his father is. Then you watch 2 to continue that. And then you watch... Wait a minute. 4, 5... Wait, do I want to do that? 4, 5... 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, you do, because then, so you basically, yeah, you get introduced to the world, you get the cliffhanger to happen that he's his father, then you watch the prequels, then that's the recommended order. I've never heard anybody else have that take in my entire life. Because then, and then you end it off with 6, because then you're like, well, now I have all the context of every movie, and I watched it in an interesting way, where it's like, I got to still have the surprise cliffhanger. I've never heard of it before. At this point, though, you know what sucks about that is that it's so I ruined Leia. Wait, what do you mean? I ruined Leia. What do you mean? What's wrong with that? 3 reveals they're twins. Ooh. That's a good point. I didn't think about that, but you're so right. That could be a cool way to do it. Wait, you're kinda... You got a good point here. Wow, that really just stumped me. Because now you got me thinking. I'm like, how the fuck? Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. I don't know. Maybe you should just watch it in, like, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. I definitely feel like you should watch the original trilogy. Yeah, maybe release order is the way to go. But damn, dude, it would be cool if you could get the, like, I am your father, and then you actually see how he became the guy. But I don't know, that would kind of ruin Leia. That is a nice thing to appreciate about Star Wars. It's a very rewatchable franchise, except for the sequels. But, like, everything else, it's, like, pretty rewatchable. Like, you notice the details. It's pretty dope. Alright. I don't know. I wonder, how big of a deal was that back in the day when Leia was revealed to be Luke's sister? Was that, like a... I wonder how well received that was, even. I don't know if that was really the main intention from the get-go. I'm not sure. Ah! Yeah, that's... I mean, that's a good idea, Pat. Just do it in release order. I don't know. There's something interesting about the way that Star Wars is modeled, though, that it can kind of promote you just watching shit in not the intended order. I mean, isn't, like, Clone Wars not even, like, in chronological order? Like, it's completely episodic. It's kind of cool. I'll give him that. That's pretty neat. Clone Wars is a shit show? You don't like Clone Wars? I've never seen Clone Wars. Oh, you used a guide to watch in chronological order. Oh. Would you recommend that? No, it's between 2 and 3. No, but I mean, like, but the episodes are Like, episode 1 is not the first thing, the first event that happens within the Clone Wars show, if that makes sense. Like, they go out of order. Like, it would be like, you know, Anakin meets Ahsoka, then they go fight in the movie, then they meet Grievous, then they meet, like, it's not like that at all. It's like, they'll meet Grievous, and then they meet Ahsoka, and then whatever. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh. In Cartoon Network it was? Oh. Way to go, Disney. Damn it. Yo, what's up, Cilia? Cilia, what the hell? You're awake? What is happening? Cilia, no. What are we doing? Hello? You're back from Scotland? What time is it for you? It's like, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It's like 2 a.m. Yeah. I remember hating on Clone Wars even at a young age because I thought the animation looked ugly. And to be honest, I was kind of right. But the show got way better as time went along. Like, the last season of that show looks awesome. Like, I can't even deny that that show looks good. Your bedtime is 3 a.m. Yeah, I think I just had to grow up a little bit, you know. Orville? But Star Wars ain't a space travel show. Star Wars is a war show. It's a space war. Yeah, I'm sure Maul's animation's awesome. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Let me lock in on this level for just 1 second. Let me just, like, let me do this level correctly one time in my life. Alright. It's a Christmas miracle, that one. I was born in a manger for that one. But, okay. It's always the beginning part that's really the difficult part. All of this is fairly straightforward. That's a tricky part, getting hit by the wolf. Anyway, alright. 100 cigarettes. But yeah, I know of Orville, yeah. I'm familiar with that. What are you doing? You are not supposed to eat it. It is designed to be lit and then inhaled. The sensation is most pleasing. Does anybody here read? Anybody here an avid reader? Anybody a great sci-fi book that I should reread, because I'm gonna be honest, I kind of smart noted it a little bit. I had to read it in college and I didn't have time. I was too busy playing this game. You read every damn day. That's what it takes. I've been a terrible reader. Actually, that's not true. I've been reading Meditation for Dummies, I guess. Left-Handed Darkness. It's a really good sci-fi book. It's really interesting. It's like it takes like archaeology and mixes it with sci-fi, and it's kind of cool. It's pretty dope. I also like Slaughterhouse-5. I guess it's science fiction. I probably appreciate it a lot more though. I read that in high school for a book report. I probably like that a lot more now. Yoink. It's like a mid to low 17. That's how we roll. Yeah. That's fair, Shadow. Yeah, Left-Handed Darkness is basically... if I can say the premise in a decently correct way, there's basically this like union of planets, and there's these guys that basically they go to planets and they try and like recruit them to join their little union or whatever. And so they go to this planet, and it's like this planet of aliens that's like humanoid, but they're not exactly human. There's still a lot of differences to them, so it makes it hard for the person of recruiting them to like understand them and get them on their side and stuff like that. I hold in between left notch and up for Skull 4. I've never heard of that series, Shadow. Oh, my mouth is dry too. I don't have water. I guess I'll get it after I'm done practicing. But, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, so basically, this guy is, like, trying to... yeah, so these aliens are, like, different. They're trying to get them on their side in this planet and stuff, and the planet's basically divided in half in terms of, like, territory. But these aliens, they have an interesting culture where they change genders depending on, like, they have, like, breeding cycles and, like, you know, they just view sex and love and the purpose of life and stuff like that very interestingly. And so the left hand of darkness is supposed to be sort of like a play on, like, the dark side of, I think that's yin and yang. It's really interesting. It's a very, like, it's a pretty progressive book, all things considered, I suppose. I don't know if it directly relates to, like, I feel like it's a little different than, like, because people, I mean, the clear comparison is to compare it to, like, being transgender and stuff like that, but I don't know if it's exactly one-to-one, because they kind of do it for, like, well, one, I guess it's a survival purpose, because that's how they, but that's like the taboo for the messenger guy to be like, I want to recruit you for our union. So it's a pretty crazy book. Oh, and that's the other thing that's really cool about that book is, so you have a chapter that's happening in, like, the real time, like the present, but then you have a chapter that's like an ancient story about the culture of the aliens on the planet. So then you basically, in the next chapter, they're gonna bring up that legend, so then you already understand the context of their culture a little bit more, and you can understand why they do certain things. So it's pretty interesting. Oop. It's a pretty cool book. But, oh, and then Slaughterhouse 5 is about, that book is about a guy, so, back in World War II, there's this thing called the Dresden firebombing, where basically they manipulate, they, like, use bombs and how the weather works or some shit to basically make a huge-ass fiery explosion, and, it, like, completely, really just got Dresden, Germany just all burnt up, right? And so the book is about a guy surviving that, but he kind of has PTSD, and so the book is not in chronological order. There's this alien race called Tralfamadorians that, essentially, he travels through time and space, so the story is told, like, first he's talking about, like, when he was a kid, and then he's talking about how he was captured by Nazis, and then he was talking about how after World War II, but it would be, like, mixed up all over the place. It would jump around. And then the next thing you know, he's, like, abducted by aliens. Then he's a prophet. And, like, you know, it's weird. It's weird. But it's cool. It gets your thinking cap on, you know. It gets you. You're like, interesting. What is this guy trying to tell me here? That's when a book is fun. That's when a book really. That's when literature really shines. You know, I was reading this thing by Stephen King. It's like his, like, advice book on, like, how you could be a better writer or whatever. And I haven't finished it, but it's a stupidly short book. And he made a very interesting point about books specifically. He's like, books are telepathic. Because it's like, I'm reading... He's like, you're reading my words, and right now it's 1998, and I'm like sitting outside at my house writing this, and this is what's going on in my life, and now you are in the future, no matter what, reading this, and can envision the exact same thing that I've just described in your head. And while it may not be specifically, like, exact one-to-one, or you'll even forget a few details, it's still kind of crazy, the fact that information can be transferred to you over a long period of time, which wasn't even, like, directly intended to you. Like, I don't know him personally, and he doesn't know me at all. Isn't that weird how words work? It's kind of interesting. It's like, think about it, chat. Everything that you're typing right now, like, you're meant for me to read it, right? But if you think about it, like, somebody who's watching this VOD in the future, what's up, VOD watchers? A VOD watcher right now in the future could look in the bottom left corner of my stream and read your chat message, even if I don't look at it or accidentally miss it or don't pay attention to it or anything like that. Reading is a little telepathic, ain't that interesting? I think it's interesting. Flux by Jinwoo Chong. Interesting. Koreans really... Well, I assume it's... the name sounds Korean to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Koreans are really good storytellers. I feel like a lot of stories I've heard come from, like, Korea lately. You know what's up. Oh, I did the wrong one. I could just be like a terrible racist though, thinking that it's a Korean person. I don't know. I'm listening to music while I stream, just so then I can stay like entertained in my own head, if that makes sense. I don't know what to listen to though. Everything's so boring. Oh, the new Paul McCartney album's out. I'm not gonna listen to that shit though. Shit's probably ass. I'm sorry, Paul McCartney. Listen, Paul McCartney. The last good album you made was like 1982, man. I'm gonna be straight real with you, man. It ain't that much. Okay, I'll listen to Sonic CD music, but you guys can't hear it. Here's some advice I'll express. If the work isn't profit and you've gotten sick of a work you need to finish, and don't pretend you care. If the work isn't profit and you've gotten sick of the work you need to finish, don't pretend. At that point, it's better to be honest that you're rushing and making the fact the ending was rushed to be a joke. I feel like that's very hyper-specific advice, depending on your situation. I don't know if I fully agree with that. Maybe I don't understand. I am kind of sleep deprived, so... What the hell do I know? Why am I practicing this level? This level doesn't work on the fucking practice one. Eek! Alright. I guess it's creepy early time. Oops, come on. I would have gotten it, okay. I better do this, just in case. Yeah, you know, I don't know. So I don't know if I'm even... if I'm being a terrible streamer, I'm so sorry. I'm a sleepy guy. I'm a sleepy boy. I don't even know how long I want to stream. I'm gonna be so real. I can't. I can't. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's kind of annoying, yeah. I find it fun. You're basically playing fetch with yourself. Hello. What happened? But anyway. I'm just here. I'm practicing like every level, I guess. I might as well. Although I already have been streaming for 45 minutes. But it's just what you gotta do in this category, you know? I mean, it's good to IL in every category, don't get me wrong, but... I mean, ILing in this category is sort of a must, just because it's so short. When I started speedrunning this game, like, the world record was like a 25, and now it's 10 minutes slower, which is pretty remarkable. Shows how far we've come. I mean, hell, even back then you probably should have done some ILing for sure, which I guess I technically did, but I mean, before any percent, really, the only thing I ever IL'd was NLE. When I was getting no levels early world records back in the day, I literally had this guy named HD made this Lua version of Dolphin before this mod existed, where you could give yourself like items and stuff like that. It was actually pretty cool. It was like a nice substitute, but you played it on emulator only. You couldn't really do it on console, which is kind of the bummer, because I feel like there's a very slight difference in feel, but like you just gotta kind of notice it. But it's not like it's not like that difficult to switch between them. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here, but I basically just made a bunch of save states of every single level in NLE, and I just like played the hell through all those levels and stuff like that. And so, like, I remember when like when Mortal went back to get that world record, I even remember him, because Manor, here's the thing, is that when I looked at that category, I was like, all right, Manor, everybody hates Manor. I'm gonna love Manor. Manor, I'm just gonna get, like, I'm gonna optimize Manor. I want to get better at Manor. I want to do whatever's faster in Manor. And I still think that Manor is the coolest part of that entire category, in my opinion. I think afterwards, after Black Knight, it kind of just gets a little stale, because you're basically doing old any percent, or like you know, just like no GGS, which is fine. Like, it's not terrible, but I mean, like, I feel like Manor, it's like, if things go right in Manor, dude, things just go right. Like, it is so satisfying. It really makes you think about movement. That is, again, I mean, I say this all the time, but that's what everybody's missing. That is what everybody's missing most of the time. I mean, that's where most of my time save is. The only thing I really messed up in my run in terms of tricks was GGS. I just got a second try, but like, that's not gonna save me like 20 seconds or whatever to get a 13. It's all about movement. And NLE got me a little bit better at movement, and Manor is especially, that is the place where movement is the most important, because you got enemy cycles, you got all sorts of nutty stuff going on in there. And so I remember when Mortal came back, when I got like my first word in that category, he was like looking at Manor and he was just like, oh shit, like what happened here? I remember feeling proud. I was like, oh man, like that's kind of cool. Like I kind of changed. And now, granted, I don't even know if anything that, I don't remember the optimizations I specifically made or anything like that. But I don't even know if any really stick around. I have no idea what the snack route is like in that category anymore. I mean, I'm sure it's not that different, but like there's probably some levels where if you had a choice, like it'd be a little bit different. But yeah, 25 was definitely a different meta at the time, back in the day. That was definitely more movement intensive as well. Like, it still is more movement intensive, but you could get like a pretty, in the current climate of like the competitive nature of speedrunning, you could get a pretty good time without having to focus on movement compared to back then. Like, back then, movement was everything. Learning Rat Cycle in like Shock 1 was like a big like a big step for you, you know? Like that's really telling you about don't rub up against walls, charge as long as you can, figure out where charging and not charging is the best, and stuff like that. Enemy cycles. Fishy 1. Fishy, all the Fishy is all about making cycles, and the only way that you make those cycles is through, you know, having good movement and stuff like that, you know? You don't think about it that much, because, I mean, the tricks in this game, although I think they're accessible compared to other speedrun games, I mean, they're still daunting. Like, you usually do have some time saving those, and you usually should practice a lot of, you know, tricks and stuff like that, and you think about that for, you know, like, optimizing your run and stuff, like, you know, Skull 4 Void Warp. This trick, I mean, hell, I still think this trick is, like, a run ender. I'm not saying tricks aren't important, but, like, you know, you can do a trick really well, and then all of a sudden you're just like, well, all my time save's gone because I fucked up Lighthouse 2. So, which happened in the last run I did, but... I don't know why that keeps happening. I don't know. But, yeah. Back in the day, it was a... I guess you could call it a renaissance. That might just be rose-tinted glasses, though. But 2020 was definitely a time to be in this community. That's for sure. Back when COVID was happening. Everybody was always in a call. Everybody was always running the game, finding things about the game, doing things about the game. Thanks for the good luck, Mister. I don't know ASL. I'm sure you don't either. But, yeah. It was an interesting time. You know, I still want to go back and, you know, I'm pretty hard on myself when it comes to speedrunning and stuff like that. And, you know, the time to get back in the day, like now I guess you could argue at a top level it's like a 13. But back in the day it used to be a 24. Getting a 24 time. And people used to get a 24 time before pause storage, because pause storage was found shortly after the first 24 was found. And that's how I got my 24, was through pause storage, because it saved a pretty significant amount of time, and then going into a gas route and stuff like that. But I never got the 24, I feel like, the fair and square way, so one of these days I kind of want to go back and rerun that old route, just so that I can get a 24. And I don't know how feasible that is, I don't know how difficult that is in today's climate. I don't know. I just want to see how much better I've gotten, you know? I think the best that I did was like a 25 OX, if that. Like, it might have been even less than that. But I feel like it'd be a nice little closure thing for me, because I don't want to go like, oh, you're all good, Shy, by the way. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know. I really do. I still think that this is gonna be the last year I speedrun super seriously. Because if I'm being totally honest here, it's pretty evident that like people care about other stuff that I do instead of seriously speedrunning. Like making videos about speedrunning, or making mods about this game, or making videos about other games like Wii Fit or whatever, you know what I mean? And I feel like that I don't really get too much satisfaction from like competitively speedrunning anymore. And I want other people to do it. I want other people to, you know, I want to make the resources and make the inspiration for people to come run this game and take it seriously themselves, because I've learned a lot. I've learned so much from speedrunning, it's stupid. Like, you don't think you would, but you actually do. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about how you learn things. You learn a lot about, like, overcoming problems, finding solutions. You know, you see how well you progress when you put in time and effort into things. Like, I learned a lot from competitively speedrunning. But, you know, I can't be doing this forever. And I don't think it would be very fun to do it forever, you know? Like, eventually LeBron's... Not that I'm the LeBron of this game, but, like, you know, eventually you gotta retire, man. You know what I mean? So, I think that might be one of the last things I do. I think that's what I'll do. But, I mean, after GDQ, I'll probably just play all bosses for a little bit. And then I'll be done with all bosses. I'd be pretty surprised if I PB another time in that category. But I am going to go and, like, try and get a better snack route and stuff. Because I feel like I could at least have some kind of time save there, which would be good for the marathon. Or, like, actually doing the performance. But, yeah, I don't know. And then after that, I kind of want to do... I want to optimize the AMT current route right now. And then eventually, I'll do NLE, and then I'll do that old any %. Oh, and I guess I'll get a 13 here, because... I mean, I've already put this much time into it, so... What are you gonna do? But... I say all these things, but then it's like, well, I have other things to do on top of that, so am I really gonna get, like, the times I want within the end of the year? Like, I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind and I'll do it a little bit longer, but... I don't know. It'll be like closing a chapter on this part of my life. And it's not that I'm like, that's why he's the GOAT. I'm not the GOAT in any respect. But, I don't know. I also, again, I don't hold myself in a very high regard. I don't really like to say, like, I am the best or pat myself on the back too much. And that's probably a bad thing. I probably should pat myself on the back at least a little bit more, you know? I shouldn't downplay my achievements so much. But, I lost my train of thought now. I did miss a snack, though, so this is kind of like a fake time. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. It's not like, I mean, when I'm done like competitive speedrunning, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna speedrun the game. Like, I just won't do it as seriously as I have before, or like, you know, I'm still gonna be doing other stuff with the game, making videos, making mods, all that kind of stuff. But to me, it'll be like a little final chapter in a book, and I'll just be done. Because I think something that I've realized is I never really feel like I get proper closure on things in life, you know? Like, I feel like the fact that I graduated, oh, I didn't get prom in 2020, ass kind of thing. But, I mean, I went to prom my sophomore year, so I don't really care. And that was the best night of my life, hands down. But, you know, I never got the closure. I never got the closure of high school finishing. I never got the closure of being done with this hobby that I loved, like theater and acting. And so, with a hobby like this that has made as much of an impact on my life as theater has in high school, you know, I kind of want to make sure that I have a good night, Shy, though. You're all good. Sorry. But, yeah, you know, I kind of want to have that closure. I feel like that closure is kind of important, because I feel like then there'll always be like this itch for me to be like, well, I gotta go get a new time, you know. But, you know, I wouldn't really have fun doing it or anything like that. Or it would just feel like kind of weird to me. Like, I feel like if you don't have a definitive end, then it feels like you're kind of just giving up. And I don't like giving up on things. I usually like having things end. I like finishing what I start, you know? And so if there's like this open-ended thing about something being over, I just don't like that. It doesn't sit with me very well. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts, yo. But I'm glad to see that the community is so active now. I hope it stays this active. I really don't want it to die out or anything like that. I don't think it will as long as you know, we keep doing things as a community. We keep having community events. We keep having cool content made around the game, whether that's just videos, making emotes, memes, just hanging around the Discord, all sorts of stuff like that, you know what I mean? I think if we've got that, then this community has a chance to grow. So, we've got a good thing going. We got a good runway going. We've had our bumps in the road, but I think we'll be okay. I'm gonna skip this level only for the fact that I'll just practice it when I actually... Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. I gotta do this. My outlook is healthy because many people don't want things to end ever. Well, I mean, I get that. I mean, shit, man, I wish prom night... Oh, wait, I need this. I wish my prom night never ended back in high school. I mean, that shit was awesome. I wish certain friendships I had didn't go away or whatever, you know. Again, that shit is awesome. But I don't know. You gotta have closure, you know? Yeah, I'll just restart. There we go. But sometimes it's the classic thing of like, you know, are flowers beautiful because they last forever? No. Flowers are beautiful because they eventually wither, kind of thing, you know. But I wouldn't say I'm the master at that thought process. I mean, yeah, I feel like most of the time though, like, I don't think you should apply, like, this idea of, like, oh, like, this was only a one-time thing. Because it's like, you never know, I don't know. Sometimes, it's funny, because, I mean, people don't want things to end, but some people just don't even know where to start as well. You know what I mean? People don't even know how to get started in certain things. You gotta really take a look at your situation and, discern whether or not, like, you want to pursue something or if that thing was just a one-timer, you know? But it's hard to figure that out. And I would say probably the best way to discern it is just, like, I don't know, if it's a starting thing, would it be like, will you regret not pursuing whatever thing, and you make a list of like pros and cons. You're like, okay, well, like, would my regrets outweigh the regrets I had for starting it? Like, yes or no. Same thing with some, like, ending it, you know what I mean? And sometimes your reasons can seem kind of stupid when you lay them out, you know? But the only way you're gonna know that if they're really stupid is if you take a look at yourself and you look in that mirror and you're like, you know what? That is kind of like, that's kind of silly, yo. Like, we should actually go do that thing. Now, you should do as I say, but not say as I do, because I'm the master at doing things, or I'm the master at not doing things that I feel like I should probably do. But most of the time, I just don't do things because I'm afraid. I'm just like, I'm a fearful guy. I'm a little anxious Angie. I'm just like, oh god, I don't want to know what happens. Sometimes it's nice to just have the fantasy of things working out rather than you trying it and then realizing it won't work out. Because if you don't do anything, then you'll just always have the little dream, you know? You'll always be like, well, it is possible. Sometimes it's scary to realize that something isn't possible, but that doesn't mean... Just because something isn't possible doesn't mean that it's over, you know what I mean? A lot about life is being open, being malleable, you know? You don't want to be a tree branch that's all broken and brittle and dry. You want to be one of those tree branches that's like bendable, you know? Like, you ever went outside, you went into like a backyard or something, you would like bend a branch, and it's like, it stays bent, but it isn't broken. Like, you look inside, it's still got the green. It's like a little green, it's a little wet. That's the kind of tree branch you gotta be, you know? But Yeah. Little deep thoughts. Deep thoughts with the deep. I would never I would not even compare myself to that guy. But yeah. I'm the master of doing that in, like, social situations or like... Or just relationships in general. I'm not even talking about, like, oh, I love you kind of relationships. It's just, like, you know, family and friends and, just random encounters. Like, so-and-so has joined the battle, random ass shit. And it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll go deal with this guy now. But... You know. And I could go on talking about all that. I'm the master of being a... like, living in the past kind of guy. Or even just, like, a, I don't even know what you'd call it. Like they both kind of go hand in hand. I'm trying to think of what the term would be, though. Like, you know, I'm always the kind of guy to go back and be like, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I'm also the kind of guy where, like, in the present moment, I'm always like the, like, I always try and be outside of everything, if that makes sense. Like it's, like, if I've, like, I guess I'll use this because, no, I don't think it's introspective. Because I guess the way that the best way to describe it is if, like having a crush, for example. Instead of me going up and making any kind of move, whether it's indirectly being like, hey, let's go out to lunch, or like, yo, you are super pretty, I think you're beautiful, I wanna go out with you. Like, I don't do either of those things. Instead, I'm just an admirer where I'm like, wow, that person's cool. And then I don't do anything. It's like that kind of thing. I guess I don't know what the definition of intuitive technically is. I guess I'm like, I just mull things over a lot. I'm like an analysis paralysis kind of guy. Is there a word that sort of describes that? I like think too deep into it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I can be like that sometimes as well. That's what I do. And sometimes that works. Sometimes then you get introspective. Analytical, that might be the best word for it. I don't remember where I was going with this, though. I don't remember why I was talking about this. But, I don't know. Overthinking? I don't think I overthink, do I? Oh, God. Let me think about that. Alright. I will not... That jump confuddles me. Will it make me late to this? Barely. Contemplative. Yeah, maybe that. This level sucks. I hate this level. I don't get it! No! Eek! What is happening? Is it really just because of that jump? Yeah, wow. Because I know Mortal, like, dashes next to the magnifying glass. If he does the jump. I don't remember what he does, though. Anyway. You're like an overthinker, but also try and challenge yourself, but fears hold you back in order to pursue what you're trying to do anyway. Yeah, I guess that is pretty much it. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people are like that, though. I don't know. I was talking with a friend's dad about this earlier today, because basically, like, everybody else was still asleep, and I woke up before everybody because I didn't drink at all. Or, well, I mean, I did, but I didn't drink as much as they did. Why didn't I finish the level? That was stupid of me. But, I don't know, we were talking about, he was saying that people in my age group, which is Gen Z, like, he feels like people my age don't want to work, and that, like, we care too much about work-life balance, but we don't even really, like, work. And I was like, I didn't say this directly to his face, because, I mean, I wanted to just hear his opinion, and I mean, I respect his opinion. It's not like I would change his mind. But I was like, I think my generation wants to work, but, like, I feel like there's just been this huge boom in introspection lately, where people are really considering, like, they're really, there's such an awareness to the fact, regardless of, I mean, unless you believe in reincarnation, I guess, but, like, I feel like there's such a realization in that, like, you know, this is potentially the only life you've got, you know? And so I feel like thinking about, like, work-life balance and, like, what you want out of your life, you know, now, while you're younger, it might be the more optimal thing to do, because, like, he even said, like, he said to me, he was like, oh, yeah, a lot of people, like, you know, they're not happy with, like, their jobs and stuff like that. Like, the time when you start, like, enjoying life and, like, caring more about, like, your life balance is when you're older and you have a career and you have money. And I'm like, I mean, I guess so, but then, like, I feel like that there's sort of this thing about, like, when you're older, you're, like, in your 60s or 70s, it's like, you don't want to go out and do as much as you did, because, like, now you have all this money, you feel secure, you don't want to waste it all, and also, like, you know, that's when you start having health problems, and then you don't want to, like, move around or do anything like that. I didn't say this to him, but it brings up an interesting thing about, like, you know, what perspectives of life different age groups kind of have on that sort of thing. Because I definitely feel like I'm the kind of person who, like, if I'm having a problem, I want to solve that problem as soon as I can. I've never really liked age being a thing where people are like, oh, you're 20-something, you have so much time, or you're even 30-something, you know? But, like, 30 is not old. 30 is not old. You are still young when you're 30. What was I gonna say? I don't think it's a wild take, though. I think that's just a take that's been around for the past century. You know what I mean? That is a take that has been a while, or that's been around since probably, like, the Industrial Revolution or something, you know? Or maybe even just after, like, the Great Depression. At least in America, it seems like. And in all honesty, it's not like we shouldn't be miserable for the first half of our lives just for the sake of eventually finding comfortable living. It is kind of the bootstraps mentality. But there's also sort of a thing of, like, I don't know, I don't know how else to call it other than, like, communal awareness, you know? Like, I can understand the philosophy of doing things for other people will make you happy. Like, you find fulfillment in the fact of, like, you know, like, oh man, I have, like, a partner and children to take care of, and I'm able, even though I do this job that I hate, I love these people so much that it makes, I mean, that's the entire premise of It's a Wonderful Life. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that movie, I don't know how many people in my age group have watched that movie. I don't know how most of them would react to it. But I get it, you know? And I don't blame, even though I kind of disagree with my friend's dad's opinion, I still respect his opinion. Because I know that he wants what's best for his kids, and, you know, he only knows what's worked for him, right? Like, it's hard to change the social fabric of things when you've kind of grown up in other stuff, you know what I mean? It also just sucks for Gen Zs and millennials right now, the price of budgeting. But it kind of... Yeah. Yeah, I mean... I have no idea what the struggles were like for, like, my folks or that age group, like Gen X. Because, I mean, like... Sure as the 80s, I'm not sure how economically great the 80s were. Because I know there was, like, Reagan... I don't know that much about, like, economics back then, but, like... It's baffling to me that there was such a... You know, imagine... Just imagine this for a sec. Imagine being born in the 20s. Like, you were born during the biggest economic boom ever. And then you grow up in the most depressing time financially ever. Like, banks are all shut down. Everything is way too expensive. Everybody's poor. So many people are homeless. And then you finally are getting back into it. And then you're drafted. Then there's a war. And it's like the biggest war that's happened. And the biggest war that had ever happened just happened like a few decades before that. That your like parents dealt with. And they went through all that. And I feel like they still had that same opinion. I'm just like I'm just gonna do, like, I'm just gonna jump in, find a job, pull up my bootstraps kind of thing. Well, I don't even know if that's the same thing, though. I feel like they're kind of two separate things that can coexist and usually do with one another. But... You know, it's like you think after they would do all that, they'd be like, let's take a rest. Like, let's take a break. Let's try and think about how I want to live my life. Like, they were just like, nah, dude, let's just make some babies. Let's get to work. And we're like, what? I'm like, huh? That's just insane. But you know, I don't know. I can only imagine what it was like living back then. So. I never get the charge. I was gonna say something I don't remember. Darn. Sometimes I do wonder if, like... I don't know, sometimes I wonder if, like, who's even seeing the world correctly, you know? Like, who is actually seeing the world in the right way? Because, like, I mean... I agree that it's like, when I look at the world, I see a lot of obstacles, I see a lot of hurdles. But I mean, I still see a lot of opportunities. I want my dreams to come true and stuff like that. But then, like, you know, older people see the world in a completely different way. And, I mean, it's probably just, I mean, who knows? Probably the right answer is a mixture of both. Like... The world probably isn't as bad as you think it might be with all its hurdles and shortcomings and stuff like that, but it's definitely not as easy as other people make it out to be. And, you know, also, I mean... I also talked about this with my friend's dad, is like... The opinions you hear the most are the loudest ones, you know? So... Sometimes what you think is what an age group is saying, it's just the loudest people in that age group talking about it. Like my grandparents, when I tell them about like me trying to make it with like YouTube and stuff like that, or just like make it more in the entertainment industry and like be a creative. Like my grandma's like, "Do you get paid?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Awesome," and I'm like, that means that's kind of nice that you support me like that, because even though she doesn't completely understand what I do, it's just kind of nice for her to be like, you're doing what you need to do. And I'm like, yay. So. But anyway, I've spent so much time in this level. This level's so tough. I really need to practice the rail jump, but I'm not really sure what the issue is. Maybe I'll need to ask Mortal himself. I am very lucky, yeah. I'm not gonna deny that. I'm very blessed that I have very supportive family, and I try not to take that for granted, because I had friends in high school. They had not supportive parents at all. They had to do, you know, I've had a lot of help, you know, like, and maybe that's where it comes from, you know, like being tougher on myself. Whoops. I'll just do this. It's because it's like I know that I didn't do everything on my own, you know. I had a lot of help along the way. Like even in speedrunning. Like, I didn't get a 14-15 because I'm the GOAT. So, you do hate the measure of if you're doing it's valid. Well, I mean, sure. I mean, I definitely agree with it. I guess I should say more in the context of, like, with what my grandma was trying to say is just, like, if that's what you want your career to be, if you're making money with it, then that's good, you know? It doesn't even have to be a lot of money, as long as it's just some. Because you can live with a lot less money than you think about. You can really budget it, but... But yeah, I definitely think that there's things where, you know, it's just fun to do on your own. Like, I mean, that's why, like, my mom's kind of inspirational to me in that way, because, I mean, she makes all this... this might be too long. But, like, she makes all these, like, little art pieces made out of glass and stuff like that. And, I mean, she does sell them, but she doesn't do it just because she makes money. She does it because she thinks it's fun and cool, and it's like a little creative outlet for her, you know? Because I don't know, based on what my mom has told me about her time in her 20s, it sounds like that she really was meant to, or like wanted to be, like, have a creative career, whether she like painted or drew or was something, but she just never really got to do it. And she doesn't regret it. She just never got to do it. My mom is very much a Taoist, and she doesn't even know it. She's very, like, go with the flow kind of person. But, yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. And so, like, YouTube especially is very... Oh, wait, I actually want to do that. YouTube especially is really good at doing that, because, like, if you don't make the same amount of money as you did a month ago, it's got, like, a down arrow. Bad. Same with, like, views and stuff. And it's like, oh, man. Why? You're making me feel a little bad. But I don't know. I feel like that there's just a lot of pressure on with people our age, and I mean, a lot of it's probably just social media, and then therefore it turns into a self-inflicted thing. But there are, you know, there's always pressure from people who are older than you and stuff like that, and it's tough to ignore it, but you know, I feel like this is a common thing always spread around, but there is some truth to it of just like, you know, like, failure isn't everything. Just because something fails doesn't mean it's a failure, you know? That's something else that speedrunners are really great at teaching you at. Like, I literally just messed up pause storage. I messed up a frame perfect, but I can go back and I can do it again. And sure, there's some things in life that you can't go back and you can do it again. But everything's a door. Everything is an open door, you know? Like, just because I wasn't able to do one thing, I was actually able to do a completely other thing, you know what I mean? Happens all the time. And I feel bad for, like, I got a cousin who's sort of in, like, a weird situation where she quit. She went to school for something, and she didn't really enjoy it the entire time. And everybody was like, ah, just stick with it anyway, you might like it. And she took their advice, and now she doesn't do it anymore. She still hates it. And I was like, I kind of saw that coming. And I feel bad. I don't know how to talk to her about it, because I feel like, not that I could give her advice, but I feel like she wouldn't mind talking about it. But, like, I feel like that was one of the worst pieces of advice anybody could have ever given her, just because I knew that that was probably going to happen. Unless she was able to change her perspective on that occupation that she went after, it's like, it wouldn't have been the same. It was good timing. Yeah, it was. But I kind of want to just tell her and tell other people that it's like, you know, it's okay that we don't have everything figured out. It's okay that you don't have... I think it's okay to not be happy with where you are. It's okay to not have everything figured out. Like, I mean, I don't have everything figured out. And, I mean, I wish I could figure everything out right now. But, you know... I think... At least for me, I think before I even wanted... In a perfect world, before I did anything else, I would like to find myself. I would like to sit up... I would like to be a Buddha and sit up on the tree for, like a few weeks or months or whatever and figure out who I am. But I can't do that. But, you know... I feel like for anything in life, before you can have discipline, before you can have habits, before you can have any of that, you gotta have a purpose. You gotta have a purpose. And sometimes I feel like in life you can blindly just run the race and think that you know your purpose, but, you know, like in the back of your mind you can kind of be like, I don't know if this is my purpose. I mean, I still feel that way some days, you know? But I think the fact that you feel that is kind of a good thing, because that means that you're thinking about it and you're taking it seriously. And most of the time, anytime people... I remember, like, school is a great example. People would stress over and be like, oh my god, I hope I do well on this test. I studied for 8 hours last night, oh my god. And because they did that, and they think they're still going to fail still, I always knew that they would succeed. I knew a girl that took the SAT, like, 9 times. So that she could get into the school that she wanted. And she was still afraid that she wouldn't be able to get into the school that she wanted. But she did it anyway. And she just graduated this semester with, like, either her master's or PhD. I don't remember what trajectory she went on. But I was like, because she took the time to think about it, because she took the time to wrestle with herself a little bit in that way, like, you know? She was able to succeed. And I knew she was going to succeed. I knew that because she thought about it so much that she was able to actually overcome it and do it. But you gotta be open. You can't be closed-minded to things. And you gotta accept the good and the bad, the yin and the yang. But you gotta make sure that you don't let your own personal judgments cloud what actually happened. Because it's all about your perspective. Bad situations can actually be great things. For example... COVID was a terrible thing. A lot of bad things happened to me during COVID, but a lot of great things happened to me during COVID. I would not be doing this right now if COVID did not happen. I wouldn't know any of you people. You guys would not be talking to me right now hearing what I'm saying if COVID didn't happen. And I think that this message right now is a very important message for people to possibly hear. Again, I'm not a social worker, therapist kind of guy. Like, if you got mental problems, you should go do something, you know? But, you know, take care of yourself kind of thing. But like this entire conversation wouldn't happen. I don't know. It's possible that this game wouldn't even be in GDQ. This game could still be like super dead. Well, I mean, I don't know how dead it was before 2020. I guess it just, from what I've heard, it sounds like it was super dead. But you know, I think with a lot of things in life, hindsight's always 2020, right? But some things in life, you don't really understand the purpose of why you're doing things until way later. And I think that's important. I think that's important for people to realize. And I mean, I don't even live by that all the time, but you know, like a few days ago I was talking about like, oh, I had a crush on this girl in college, and then the moment I was about to like tell her my feelings about her and ask her out, she was with another guy, and that like totally crushed me, and that was a bad thing. But you know what else that did? That made me look in the mirror and be like, we gotta change some things. I wouldn't date myself, and I feel like if I wouldn't date myself, then why would other people want to date myself? And that led me to, you know, get healthier, work out, stuff like that. That whole jam. I can't believe I'm getting rated while I'm having the most deep conversation of this in like any stream I've ever done. Thank you so much for the raid though, Satan. Hope you've been doing well. What were you doing? What were you streaming? Yeah, we're talking about like life purpose and you know, like work-life balance and all that kind of stuff. Because I was talking with my Pego, of course. Duh. Yeah, I was talking with my friend's dad, who's like, he's like Gen X, and he was giving his opinion on like, he was like, I feel like Gen Z doesn't want to work, like they're so concerned about work-life balance that they don't even try and do anything like work-related and other stuff. And I'm like, I respectfully disagree. And then we got on this whole last topic. Yeah, we were having a totally like we're having a philosophical comment here. I guess I'll practice this a little bit more. But I've just been doing ILs of frights here. I'm about to do some any percent runs after I practice this level a little bit more. But and I'm also sleep deprived, so I've been very yappy. It's funny. I went to the bar last night, and then I only slept for like a few hours last night, which honestly wasn't a bad amount. It was like 5 or 6. But it wasn't in my own bed, and I mean I was drinking before I went to bed, and alcohol doesn't help you sleep and stuff. But anyway, so I'm sleep deprived. Yay! But yeah, no, we're talking about just like doing the good and the bad and stuff like that. But yeah, and so we were talking about like but I mean, the person that I was talking with, I want to be very clear again that he wasn't saying that like, you know, Gen Z is like awful and terrible and no good, very bad generation or whatever. Because it's like he has kids that are like my age and he cares about them, and you know, he only knows what he grew up with and stuff like that. But I don't know, there's an interesting thing going on about, and I think it's a good thing though. I feel like it's probably a good thing. I feel like a lot of people in Generation Z and millennials and stuff like that, we're starting to like, it's like what the baby boomers maybe should have done in the 60s. Well, I mean, I guess I don't know how people feel about baby boomers. I don't really have the strongest opinion on them. But like, we're thinking about like, is this really the way that we really want to live life? Like, I mean, we're kind of like, we live in a pretty damn good time. Like, even though shit's expensive, it's like I can go to the store and get some fucking grapes, dude. I don't know any ancestors of mine living in Poland or Ireland or something and be like, let's go get some fucking grapes. It's like, nah, man, you gotta grow that shit yourself. You know what I mean? I'm getting a little off topic on that point. I just failed pause storage. The point is that we've reached a point in civilization where I think it's cool that we can have these ideas about like how do we want to live our lifestyle, because we have a lot more control over how we live our lives than we ever had in human history, and I feel like if we have control over it, we might as well try and make it the best we can, you know? Make it the best we can where everybody can live in harmony and coexist with one another, and you know, figure out, because I mean, it's like we were hunter-gatherers back in. I sound like I'm on shrooms right now. I sound like I'm on psychedelics. You know, it's like we were meant to have a lot of the problems that we've given ourselves to this day, you know? And so it'd be cool to live in something that's better than what we got. Because that's the job of every generation, you know? The job of every generation is kind of doing the best with what you can so that the future generations have it even better than you do it. And I always think that's cool. Because one day, I don't even know... I'm not like I'm dating anybody right now or anything like that. Like, I guess I'm thinking a little too far in the future, but it's like, you know, one day I would like to have kids, and I would like to, I would want to care for those kids, and I'd want to give them, I want to put them in the best world they could possibly be in, because it's not like you asked to be born, but, you know, I want their life to feel like a gift, and not everybody gets that, and I want to make sure that my kids have that, you know. I think about that a lot sometimes. A lot sometimes. Am I fucking stupid? But even if you don't want kids or you don't have kids, you still want things to be better for other people, you know? If you're a gosh darn good human being. So, this speedrun is basically, we try and beat the game as fast as we can. And even though this map doesn't show it very well, we basically want to get to this level as fast as we can, which is the mastermind. That's the final boss. And to do it with all the skips and awesome technology we have, all we have to do, we just need to get, I guess 5 inventions, but you get 2 for free at the beginning anyway. One is the double jump springs, which is over here. And then the other one is the helmet power-up, which allows you to push buttons. And then we push a button so that we can get the third item, which is a ground pound in this level. And then once we have all those items, we can do some tricks to skip like 80% of this game, and then we can beat this game in, I've beaten it in 14 minutes and 15 seconds. And when I started running this game, I beat it in like, my best time with the first route I ever ran on was like a 25-minute one. So 6 years later, we've shortened this by over 10 minutes. It's pretty cool. But I don't know, we're in the middle of a deep talk, so I thought I would just practice more of this. Is like one of the hardest tricks in the game right here. This is creepy early, so I thought I'd just practice that before I do runs and stuff like that, but... yeah, I don't know. We are our own biggest critics. This is very true. Yeah, sleep deprivation makes me a little silly, but... and you should play through this game. It's pretty fun. I think as a grown-up, you would think this game is a lot easier. When you're a kid, this game's hard. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm my own greatest critic. Everything is as it should be. I understand the general idea behind that saying. Is like, you know, it's like acceptance and you know, a little positive twist on whatever you're doing. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's why I like Taoism. That's why I'm a big fan of Taoism. There's this story of, I think I've said this before on stream. There's this, like, Taoist story, or maybe it's just, like, a Chinese fable or something. But basically, it's about, like... there's like this guy who I've studied. Yeah, I've read here, I'll show you. Fuck it, I don't care. I'm too tired to care about what I do on stream now. My back and the shirt's probably all sweaty. But I've read this is just my copy of the Tao Te Ching right here. It's like a simple read, but it's a difficult read. It's got really pretty like artwork and stuff in it too. But it's kind of like a poem. And then and then this is the book that really helps you understand it. It's called The Tao of Pooh. It like puts everything in the perspective of like Winnie the Pooh. It's technically this is technically 2 books put together. It's like a Chinese thing, yeah. There's Taoism and it's also called Taoism. I guess technically the T is pronounced the D. And then there's Confucianism, and then there's like I almost said Judaism. Like what a fucking dumb thing to say. It's like not 6, 7. It's like the balance. I don't remember what it's called. There's a secret third option, and those were like the big 3 in ancient China. I don't remember what the one is, but yeah. No, it's called like just judiciary. What is it called? The Tao of Pooh is great. Tay of Piglet. So there's the Tao of Pooh. That's a great book. Recommend that to every human being on the planet. Tay of Piglet is like kind of I don't care. Like there's some great nuggets in there, but a lot of it is just the guy complaining about like Western civilization and like a bunch of other stuff, and I'm like, dude, I hear this every day. I don't need to know this. I don't need to read it. I already know. What is it? The 3 main Chinese philosophies. I guess Buddhism, but there's like another one though. I guess it is Buddhism. The 3 teachings in Chinese philosophy is Confucianism, Taoism, Buddhism. Why did I think there was like a different one? I don't remember. Oh, legalism. That's what I'm thinking of. Legalism. Legalism sucks. I forgot about that. That's probably why I don't remember it, is because like I guess legalism is essentially like there should be super strict laws and super harsh punishments in an all-powerful state because people are just inherently selfish and terrible. And so obviously it kind of makes sense why that one sort of died out. Although you could argue that there are still people practicing legalism to this day. But that's probably why I forgot about it, because I was like, this is the one that I don't take seriously. Or at least I don't take seriously for my own personal use. So yeah, I guess but Taoism's I'm really interested in Taoism. But what's this Taoist story about leg broken? Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, so basically there's this thing in Taoism. I don't know if it's technically Taoist, but I don't know. I like this story because it brings across the point of like how bad situations aren't always bad, you know. So there's basically like there's this farmer and bad stuff always keeps happening to them.
Here we go. So they're finally here, performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in to put your hands together. If you want to clap as we take you through this monkey rap. Huh?
Oh.
DK.
It took me a second to figure out that was. What's up, Harsh? How's it going? We're having deep talk right now. Because that's what I do. That's my default conversation topics, is getting deep. But here, I guess I'll just read this story. Because I'm gonna just botch the saying. Again, the purpose of this story is to show that not all bad situations are bad. So, here, you know what? I'll switch to the actual game and I'll get out of the practice mode while I do this. So, once upon a time, there was a Chinese farmer whose horse ran away. That evening, all of his neighbors came around and said to him, "We're so sorry to hear about your horse that's run away. This is very unfortunate." I need to turn on my Wii. And the farmer said, maybe it's bad. And then the next day, the horse came back, and it brought 7 wild horses with it. And in the evening, everybody came back and said, "Oh man, isn't that lucky? What a great turn of events. You now have 8 horses." And the farmer again just said, maybe. And the following day, his son tried to break one of the horses, which I mean, I think that means like trying to make it domesticated or whatever. But while he was riding the horse, he broke his leg. And then all his neighbors were like, oh man, that sucks that your son broke his leg trying to tame a horse. And the farmer once again was like, maybe it's bad. And then the next day, a bunch of army soldiers came around and they were trying to draft people into the army. And they rejected his son because they had a broken leg. So his son didn't get drafted. And all the neighbors were like, isn't that great? And then he said, maybe. And I like that story. Because it goes through like that whole kind of thing where it's like, oh man, his horse left. Doesn't that suck? Yeah, well, a bunch of new horses came around and now he's got more horses than he started with. Oh man, his son broke his leg. Isn't that terrible? Well, now his son doesn't get drafted and probably won't die in war. So, and it's not like the most, it's not the most satisfying thing ever because obviously life ain't that cut and dry or it ain't that like immediate, you know. But thank you, Harsh, for the 3-stream streak. You know, life ain't that immediate, but it's all about, you know, being open to things. Because I feel like no matter what, you know, bad things are going to happen to you in life and great things are going to happen to you in life. And it's all about being malleable, having a good perspective on things. Or at least making sure that you are aware of your perspective on things. Because sometimes bad situations only happen because you think it's a bad situation. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, like this job isn't fulfilling because I don't make enough money doing it. Well, maybe it is fulfilling in other departments, but with your perspective, you're only thinking about money. It's that kind of thing. So I like that kind of thing. And there's other stories like that. Like there's, if you want, this is a story that sort of broke my mind, was about a stonecutter where he basically, it like goes in a circle where there's like this stonecutter and he's like, oh, I want to have this occupation, and then I want to be this guy, 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 and then he just ends up being a stonecutter again, because he just went into this loop of being like, oh, all these other people are doing way better, they're stronger than me, and then he just ends up right back where he is. And it kind of goes to show that he was just chasing after external material, silly things, rather than just, you know, figuring out something internal that he finds fulfilling. So it's pretty cool though. But anyway, I'm gonna go get some water real quick because I'm pretty thirsty. So sorry that I'm gonna be. Oh. Excuse me. So I'm gonna get some water. But I'll be right back and we're gonna do some runs. I'll probably only run for like an hour though. I can't believe I've been streaming for 2 hours. I've done nothing but practice. Oh wait, literally me right now, but I'm pointing out things no one else and my bosses literally just asked me why I wasn't in management because of the knowledge I knew. Wait, did I miss something? Oh, I see what you're saying. They're like, you're good, why aren't you in management? Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. But all right, I'll be right back. Okay. Whoop. Okay, I'm back. What's that? You know, I'm really annoyed because I was so busy the past 2 days. I missed a DM to like do something. I guess I don't know if I'm at liberty to say. I'm kind of annoyed I didn't see it. I don't know why I didn't, but oh well. Hate when that happens, when I don't see a message. Here, I'll respond to that after stream though. Okie dokie. Let's pull up my metronome here and then we can do some runs. Pulling up a metronome, 78 BPM. Bang. I guess I'll local record. Fuck it. There's probably like 1,000 videos I need to delete. What a flex, Jayla. You've only been at the job for 2 months. That's awesome. That's cool they're complimenting you that early, you know. Alright, well, let's see how runs go. I don't think I'll really do that well, I'm gonna be so honest. I don't know, maybe I'll just reach flow randomly. I'm not sure. What's up, Hively? Yep, I just started doing runs. We were having a deep talk, but that's probably past now. I don't know. I mean, I'm always down to talk deep. I don't matter to me. But I'm pretty tired. It's been a long. What? Whatever. I could probably just do a reset right now anyway. What's up, Mortal? What's up, Bionics? Did I get rated? Mortal has been a moderator for 4 years. That's crazy. I'm actually surprised it's been that short. I'm surprised you were not a moderator earlier. I'm gonna be so real. Yeah, we were talking about like overall life purpose and stuff like that. That's what we were doing. Oh, maybe I did. I don't know. Dude, fucking hell. I just practiced for 2 hours and I can't even do it. I feel like you've been mod longer than that. I feel like I watched. Well, I don't know. I feel like when we were like, oh man, look at old Fishy Skip, and you were in chat in that VOD, you were a mod. So that's probably true. But yeah. I'm kind of annoyed though. I hate when somebody messages you and you don't see the message. That happened to me. Somebody DM'd me and I didn't see their DM for some reason. It's kind of annoying. What a terrible run. What a terrible run. I'm like 4 seconds behind. Okay. Listen, man, this is the first run of the day. It's okay. When did I make you mod? And why did I make you mod? I mean, you're not a bad mod by any means. I'm fine with you being mod. I guess I just don't even know when. I'm like, when did this happen? I must have gotten longer barrel. I didn't even know that. Ugh. Bruh. Thanks. still terrible at that menuing. Why not flex though? That's cool. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people who do purposely try and, like, stand out and try and, like, you know... It's like teacher's pet kind of thing, you know? It's like sometimes people, when they try and, like, stand themselves out for attention, it ain't the same. It's gotta come from, like, a genuine place of, like, realization. Being like, wow, that person's pretty dope. Doesn't have to be a grand thing. Oh, Wii Bowling? Oh, maybe that sounds familiar. I don't remember how any of... I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. I honestly hate this more than Neat Cycle. I hate it so much. It's just always something, man. It's always something. But anyway, yeah, I don't remember any time I've ever given anybody mod. Ever. Yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of person where it's like, I like attention that's brought to myself when it's earned. You know what I mean? So I don't like, I hate birthdays. I always cry every birthday because I'm kind of just like, why are people so nice to me? I've done nothing. I was just born, and it's not like I really tried that hard to be born. You should be celebrating my mom. She's right over there. She's the one that did everything. What's up? We did have a Star Wars talk earlier, but... yeah. I don't know. It's probably not a good thing to have the mentality that I do. I'm not saying you should. I don't think you should. But I feel like celebrations that happen for something that isn't earned, or like something that I didn't work hard for, I'm just kind of like, this feels bad. I don't like it. Bruh. I know I'm definitely going to be one of those people. Kind of earned celebration you're looking for. You know, just like things where it's like, oh man, like I made a great huge step toward like my dreams for like being like career, or like, yo, look at this cool thing I made as a hobby, or you know, whatever. Like that kind of thing. I mean, sure, it can be that kind of stuff, but it doesn't have to be that dramatic. Bruh. Excuse me. Like, I feel, God, I'm dying. The allergies are killing me. I don't know. I didn't throw a party for completing the Nuzlocke. I mean, no, not really. I mean, I'm not saying throw a party. I'm just saying being celebrated. You know? It's like when people say GG's on a run you know isn't good. It's like that kind of thing, I guess, you know? But it's weird, I don't know, it's like with other people's birthdays, I'm like, yay, they're here, yeah, let's celebrate. When it's my birthday, I'm kind of just like, I would rather go home. I don't like having the attention be on myself, like, in this particular way. A ding a ding a ding. better to celebrate the little things. Yeah. I think you should definitely celebrate more the older you get, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking about like, oh man, you're even older now. It's more so just like, you know, just find more time to celebrate more things when you're older, you know? I feel like you just appreciate that kind of stuff a lot more. Hey, at least I didn't spend a million years here. Whoops. That was a little... That was terrible. That was like a failure all around. It's like I didn't even practice. I mean, people, I don't really care if people forget it's my birthday or not. Cause I also am not, I'm not like, it's my birthday today, you know, or whatever. Like, I don't shout when my birthday is off the top of the roof. Yeah, I mean, I feel like most people don't have that ego. I feel like most of the time it's like they're with somebody and then they're like, hey, you know, it's this guy's birthday today? Yeah. I'm gonna do terrible with the concept of love, though. Understand? Understand? But yeah, I'm gonna be bad, because like the whole entire purpose of love, well, the entire purpose of some forms of love is the fact that you really care and like about somebody, even if, you know, they don't deserve it, even if they don't think they deserve it, beyond other things like that, you know what I mean? That is something I know I'll probably struggle with unless I figure it out before then, but... Come on, there we go. I don't even know if anything I said has even made sense. People probably, now you guys will probably think I'm a depressed monster. I'm down by 3. I wonder from where, though. But I swear I'm not depressed. I swear. I'm just like too humble. Or maybe it's like the inversion of ego. I don't know. Well, I kind of have to do this because I'm 3 snakes down, but... I kind of have to do the backup. Oh my god, I'm down 2. Well... I didn't realize that. How did I don't understand. Oh well. Okay, what pace is this even on? Wow, I do have a pretty substantial amount of time saved there, which I didn't know, but... Man, that box is slow! So... But... Anyway. I guess there's an ad break starting soon. I'm gonna play like absolute poopy tonight. I mean, I was playing alright toward the end there, I guess. Although, I guess maybe Creepy One has something else to say about that. Something else to say about that. I don't know about that one.
Ready.
Hello. Thank you. So. Alright. Is this actually... I wonder if this is going to 14. I don't think so. If it is, it'll be pretty darn close to a 15. Actually, I will. So this could 14. Thanks. This is a little early. Ah, boo. It is, barely. But hey, I'll take it. That's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's do it again. I don't even think I got fate skip in this. So, like, I don't know why that didn't happen. Maybe it's because I went to the map. I wonder if there's a thing. I don't know. 14's a 14 at the end of the day. That's right. Oh, man. I'm so tired. I don't know if I should. I don't even know how. Let's celebrate him getting 14. Yeah, you don't need to do all that. I have no idea how long I want to run for. I basically just streamed today so that I could just put in the reps. You know, why didn't I sleep? I mean, I did sleep. I slept for like 5-6 hours, so it ain't even that bad of sleep. But I'm so used to getting. Like, I have been so consistent with 8 full 8 hours no matter what, that, like... Well, also, I was drinking last night. I was celebrating a friend's birthday, and we went to a bar, and then we got back at his place at, like, 2:30, and then I put my head on a pillow at 3. Thanks. So, like... I didn't get hungover. Fucker. I didn't get hungover at all. I just didn't sleep that long. I set an alarm for 9 o'clock. I just didn't want to sleep in. I've never been hungover. I've never been blackout drunk. I've never done any of that. Obviously, it's nice to sleep in, but I didn't wake up with a headache. When I woke up, the sun was not a bother to my eyes. I could have been a DD. All I had was a shot and then a Long Island. I guess at dinner I had a drink as well, but I ate so much food that it didn't really even matter. I didn't really even get any kind of buzz. So, but yeah, I was celebrating a friend's birthday. So. Which was a reason to celebrate. It was fun. We went to this one place that's like... It's like it was like a Korean place where you cooked your own food, but it was like all you can eat for one, like, kind of flat price or whatever. It was interesting. I'd never been to one before. I'd probably go back there again, but I'd actually probably go with less people. I feel like the less people you have it is, the better, because it's like not as like crazy. I am kind of a night owl though, so I don't really have a problem staying out late. I just feel like a lazy piece of shit if I stay up late though. Wow. Okay. Honestly, this run, I shouldn't even continue this run. I feel like I'm at a point where if I don't even get tar strats, I shouldn't continue. Like, I just lose too much time. I mean, I have time save in here already, so, like... What's up, Brianna? How's it going? Hey, yo. Brianna, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. It's super popular here. I mean, that's probably because you're closer to Korea. I mean, there's a bunch of places, I guess, like where I live, but I've just never been here before. I've been to Mongolian barbecue, and I've been to like hibachi. But each one's like a little bit different. But it was good though. I tried I had tempura for the first time. Tempura. Amazing. That's like an all-timer for me now. You beat your speeding ticket? Let's go. Big dubs. Big dubs. Oh yeah, I saw somebody get almost tased and arrested yesterday at the bar. That was really funny. Well, it wasn't funny. It was, I guess it was like crazy. It was a lot. I love when that happens. Sure love when that happens. Sure don't understand when that happens. That's always fantastic. How'd I get that, bro? Anyway. I'm really good at frame perfect fails. But yeah, I love Mongolian places. Those are great. Man, if I was like a super fat guy again, I would thrive at those places. But yeah, I've had some scares once or twice, but I got like, yeah, I got a bowl. I didn't get a custard egg though, but like basically you get this like soup base and then you like cook it on the stovetop or whatever. And it was good. I really liked it. And basically what I did is I already planned it where it's like at the end, after I like ate all the meat and stuff that I wanted to, I got udon and I got some tempura and I just put it in that like soup base and I just cooked that shit and I ate it up and it was delicious. But the problem with udon is that the noodles are so thick, and I didn't want to use a fork because I didn't want to scrape the bottom of their bowls. So yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, hot pot or whatever. So I used chopsticks, but the thing was that the noodles were so slippery that I could not get a good grip on them, so I ate it like one after one, like the super long noodles, and then once I got to the short ones, I just like dumped that shit in my mouth. I was not paying attention to what level I was in. I thought I was in the next level. Don't hurt me. Okay. I have no idea what any cycles are like now. This is kind of bad. Actually, that wasn't even that bad. Yeah, hot pot's great, but I think the family I was with did not understand the concept. I don't know if they really like the idea of cooking your own food. So I like udon. I don't know if I like ramen more or udon more, but it's good. It's messy. You gotta have a napkin when you eat udon. But I also tried squid for the first time. I never had squid before. The squid was really good. I should have tried the lobster, the lobster like ball thing they had or whatever, because that looked good. I should have tried some more stuff, but I don't know. It was a fun, interesting experience. The guy, I didn't know. I didn't say this to the guy because I didn't know how to not make it awkward, but like. I mean, I'm not gay. I don't really care if you think I am gay. But, like, I mean, guys know that. It's like, you can look at a guy and you know that they, like, they're attractive. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell when a guy's, like, attractive or whatever. And our waiter was, like, I was, like, a guy was like, man, this guy, he's an attractive guy. But I didn't tell him because I didn't want to make him feel weird. But bro felt like a main character kind of vibe, you know? I did say that he was a very patient guy with us because I'm sure that he gets so sick of explaining how this entire different kind of restaurant experience works to people. And he's like, oh yeah, it's fine, you know. Damn. Oh, dude, what am I doing? You bring up not being gay once per stream. Do I? I didn't think I brought up not being gay that much. Oh my god, Hot Pot Thanksgiving kind of sounds goated. I mean, you guys would know. I don't remember anything. Like, anything that I say, I don't remember. You guys remember it. Like, I don't even remember my squat rant. Like, I mean, I know I did it during the Nuzlocke, but like... Oh, excuse me. But like, that's all I remember. I feel like y'all remember the things I do more. For better or worse. That was clean. That was pretty. That guy just stood there. Yeah, I don't even remember. I mean, I bet I could say the... I mean, I still don't like squats. I still don't like them at all. I think they're stupid. I hate them. Holy moly, that was smooth. I just wish I had the frame perfect. Jumping jacks is cardio. Cardio does something. Okay, bruh. That was cool. I liked that a lot. I didn't even check. How many snacks am I down? 5? I'm so stupid. Why didn't I even check? Oh well. This run wasn't really on a pace anyway, I think. I guess that would suck if it is, but... Okay. I'm not even sure what the recovery is. I guess I'm just gonna have to drop on the floor. Real. Bummer. Oh, let's see. Nah, yeah, I wasn't really at pace. Come on, thank you. Oh, there we go. I don't know, what has this run been like? It's been in the red for most of it. But hey, we're getting another 14, so that's cool. Isn't that kind of neat? That's pretty neat. I'm happy about that. If I want my average runs to be 14 pace. That means I'm in the right direction, you know? That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm down for that. Yeah, I don't know the 16 show you guys are talking about. I'm sorry. I didn't. It was probably a thing with cable that I just don't know anything about. Bruh. Bruh. Alright, that was probably a little too long, but... actually, it's fine. Alright, Mr. Mime. Where are you going? Another $14.50 for the books. And thank you, Lori, for the follow. This sure is a creepy run. It is a creepy run. It's scary how fast we are. Do I really want to go until 11:30 though? That's kind of late though. I might go until 11. That probably wasn't that good of a fate skip. But why am I sleep deprived? I was celebrating a birthday yesterday. And so I was out late, and then I didn't want to like sleep in and completely ruin my sleep schedule, or like my circadian rhythm, or whatever you want to call it, so I woke up early. It was sort of self-inflicted sleep deprivation, because my friends and I got home from the bar at like 2:30, my dentist's favorite time, but at night. And then my head didn't hit a pillow until 3. So... yup. But it was worth it. I don't really see my friends as much as I should, so... I used to feel guilty about, like, you know, having fun and, like, going out with friends and stuff like that. And I mean, sometimes I still do, but I don't know. Lately, I'm kind of like, you know what? I don't give a shit. Like, it's worth it. I like my friends. I think they're cool. But I mean, the real reason why I went to the bar is because there were people like that were turning 21, and so we went to the bar with them because, you know, drinking's all cool when you turn 21, you know. So yeah, making time for friends is important. And I don't know, I don't mean for this to sound rude, but I hesitate calling people, like, chat my friends, because I don't want to give the idea of some parasocial relationship going on. You know what I mean? I would not use that vocabulary, personally. But you don't get the hype around drinking. That's fair. I don't mind. I don't get the idea behind big parties with drinking. I don't really get that. But I like drinking in, like, I don't know, at friends' houses and stuff like that. Dude, can that just cooperate one time? Holy moly, I still probably lost. Oh, okay, cool. My spacebar didn't go through. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess IRL, or like I don't talk to them like in a call, you know? Because like there's friends I have that I've never met in person, but like we've talked a lot over like a Discord call that like I know them at just as much as I know somebody IRL. But obviously IRL friends have like a different oomph to them, you know? I'm kind of curious how that'll happen at GDQ. You should know yourselves more than me. Like, that should be the who you know more than anyone, is yourself. Maybe I just take things too fast there. Like, slow is fast kind of vibe, you know? I don't know. Thankfully I've only had, like, 2 really weird parasocial things. And it wasn't even, like, that terrible. I'm sure if... Unfortunately, I'm sure if I was a woman, it would be way worse. It's just, unfortunately, the world we in, you know? Yeah, calling is great. I wish more people called. I like people that call more than text, honestly. It's just much easy. It's just faster, quicker, better communication because you can hear like the tone of. Are you fucking kidding me right now? What? Thank you, bro. Oh my lord. This was like a pretty okay pace, honestly. Like I would have worked with this pace. Oh well. But, yeah. It's funny that I like calling people, but I'm always afraid to call people because I don't want to bug them. Even though I know that even if I do call them when they're busy, it's like they can just call me back or they can just text me. Like if they do just want to chat over text. Yeah. I guess I get some time saving this level. Bam. Sorry I'm not talking. I don't know why, I just kind of went into Zen mode. I went into focus mode. I'm still kind of annoyed at Skull 4 a little bit also, I'm not gonna lie. But, oh well. That was probably just a one-time thing, hopefully. I have to take everything with a grain of salt, because it's like, I'm not at my 100%, you know what I mean? So, it's like, whatever. I ain't expecting perfection or top-tier gameplay right now. But I did practice hella, so I mean, I feel pretty warmed up, which is pretty cool. I guess maybe I should just practice for... I don't know. That's a long time. I practiced for almost 2 hours. Hello. Hello. Hello! Oh my god, is my D-pad broken? What just happened? Okay, cool. Man, this run had potential. Yeah, I knew that failed. Cool. Oof. It's fun playing Animal Crossing. Don't ever play a game with friends nowadays. Usually just go out. Yeah, that's fair. That's kind of the same with me, too. I mean, I play games with, like, online friends, I guess, but... most of the time, if friends want to do something, we prefer to just, like, hang out. Or we watch, like... I guess for me, it's like we watch, like, animes or shows and stuff. Wait, what am I doing? Just time loss. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end it in, like, after this run or something, though. I'm sorry, Bush. I'm just too tired. I don't really like streaming right before I go to bed. I like having some space between, like, the last thing I do during the day and... man, I just missed, like, 2 snacks. It's pretty bad. Man, I was hoping I'd sneak that snack. Feels like kind of a waste, though, because I feel like I'm so warmed up, but, like, and I've been getting pretty decent paces, just making stupid mistakes. Wow. That's a bummer. I don't even know what the enemy cycles are going to be now. Am I nice to deceive me? No. Okay. That's really the only enemy cycle I have to worry about. Alright. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. I am down 2 snacks. I guess I'll just get them here. There we go. You play Fallout. That's fair. You are you're like me with Scooby, man. You just it's hard for you to get burned out on Fallout, huh? That was terrible. I dropped down so low. Really? It's because I was doing it so far to the left? What? What? Am I dropping too low or something? I feel like I didn't even drop. That was so weird. Whatever. That sucks. Well, that's fun. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna do this. What even was my pace? Makes sense. That's a bummer, though. This run had potential right at the beginning. Okay. This is terrible. Yeah. I don't know why my jump just didn't go through there, but I think I've made the right call for this to be my last run. I think that was the wise move. I'll just... Okay, well, I fucked up my jump again, so I guess I'll just do this. Still don't understand. Yeah, that... Well, that obviously wasn't gonna work, but... Alright. Okay, I'm good. Yeesh, I lost a lot of time there. But hey, 2 out of 3 runs being 14s, I'm a happy camper. I did practice for 2.5 hours, though. But you know what? That was more practice than I would have had if I didn't stream at all. Okay. I can't stop losing. And I'm at 1 health. This is my lucky day. Huzzah, huzzah.
Those buttons over there should take care of this guy. Try swinging for my legs, pal. Roll on, Raggy.
No, well, it didn't even count. I didn't have my mouse on it, so that's good.
Ready, ready.
Yeah. Alright, remember you're at 1 health. Also, I keep doing that. I don't know why I keep doing that. Again, man? I got the worst spawns. Actually, no, there was one spawn that was actually okay. Oh well. That's how it goes, bro, you know? That's how it goes. O's. But anyway, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna raid Ravix because Ravix is just the first person I see. And I guess they're streaming Scooby, although I just clicked in and they're doing GeoGuessr. So. Bro. Ravix SR. So go check out Rav. Well, a lot of you guys probably already over there, but thanks for watching. Wow, there's a lot of people watching on Twitch. Damn, thanks for being here, especially so late. And thanks to the YouTube people as well, as always, for being here. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now. Or at least chill and then go to bed. So have a good night. Thanks for chatting away with me, even though I was super sleep deprived and tired. And I'll talk to you all later. So bye, everybody. Am I in an ad? I don't know if I'm in an ad. No, I'm not. Okay. Y'all know. Alright. Here we go. Boom. Twitch has been raided. And now, YouTube. I'll see you later. Bye.